to SATV News. This is Nahin Tahir with our headlines. Office activities at the Secretariat began at 8 this morning as a part of government's new schedule in order to save electricity. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Habibul Awal said that no political party could prove vote rigging so far while using electronic voting machine. World Bank's outgoing country director Mercy Miang Temban highly appreciated Bangladesh's overall socio-economic development under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Office activities at the Secretariat began at 8 this morning as a part of government's new schedule in order to save electricity. Meanwhile, local government, rural development and cooperative minister Tajul Islam at his Secretariat office said that the new working hours would not affect efficiency. On the first day, officers and staff were found present at their respective office within 8 in the morning. Vehicles were also seen queued up in front of different entrances to the Secretariat premises before that time. State Minister for Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Nasrul Hamid said that electricity demand is rising in the morning as a result of the government's decision to bring forward the office time by an hour. He also said that his government wants to ensure uninterrupted power for irrigation for 15 days from today. Replying to a question, he said that the power division is gradually bringing down load shedding. Earlier on Monday, the Cabinet Division rescheduled the office hour of government and autonomous institution from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chief Election Commissioner CEC Qazi Habibul Awal today said that no political parties could prove vote rigging so far using electronic voting machine EVMs. He made the comment during a press briefing at Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital's Agarga area this afternoon. The CEC also said the Commission decided to use EVMs in the next general election since violence takes place comparatively less if the voting is cast through EVMs. Habibul Awal said that decisions were taken to hold vote through EVMs in maximum 150 constituencies because of inadequate office capability. He also said that the Commission did not have the option non-confidence in EVM vote. The World Bank's outgoing country director Mercy Miang Temban today highly appreciated Bangladesh's overall socio-economic development, including women empowerment, under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Temban said this during her farewell call on the Prime Minister at her official residence Gauna Bhavan in Dhaka. The World Bank official said that she visited several places across Bangladesh and was overwhelmed with the development at its grassroots. She also said that she was also pleased to see that the students and other people volunteered in harvesting paddy to help the farmers during the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Principal Secretary Ahmed Kaikwas was present during the meeting. Later, President of International Diabetic Federation Professor Akhtar Hussain also paid a courtesy call on the Prime Minister. The agitating workers of tea gardens in Hobbyganj and Molbi Bazar refused to join their work as their demands, including a wage hike, have not been met yet. Many workers allege that their leaders have made an agreement with the local administration and owners of tea gardens, keeping them in dark. The workers of some 23 tea gardens in Laksharpur Valley of Hobbyganj abstained from work. Earlier on Monday, Hobbyganj Deputy Commissioner Ishrat Jahan assured that the workers of 23 tea gardens in Laksharpur Valley that the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina would virtually address them before the Durga Puja holiday. But the workers were not swayed by the assurance. Workers are observing their work absentia for the 16th day, demanding increasing their daily wage to Taka 300 from Taka 120. New York-based Human Rights Watch RW today said that the Rohingya from conflict-torn Myanmar are still awaiting justice and protection of their right as they mark the 55th anniversary of the military brutal crackdown this week. In a media statement, the organization said that no one has been held accountable for the crime against humanity and acts of genocide committed against the Rohingya. It said this anniversary should prompt concerned government to take concrete action to hold the Myanmar military to account and secure justice and safety for the Rohingya in Bangladesh, Myanmar and across the region. More than 730,000 Rohingya Muslims from Myanmar, Western Rakhine State fled to Bangladesh, where they live in camps following the military's bloody crackdown in August 2017. Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus today filed an appeal in the appellate division seeking a stay order in a case filed with Dhaka Labour Court against him. Barrister Abdullah Al-Mamun lodged the appeal on behalf of the former chairman of Grameen Communication Limited. Earlier on August 17, Justice S.M. Kudduzaman and Justice Fahmida Qadir had squashed a High Court rule asking why the case against Yunus would not be dismissed, paving the way for trial proceedings. On September 9, 2021, Yunus and 3 others were named in a case filed against Grameen Communication with the Labour Court by Labour Inspector Arifuzzaman of the Department of Inspection and Factories and Establishments. News from abroad. Ukraine is marking the 31st year today since its independence from the Soviet Union, a day that also falls 6 months after Russia first invaded Ukraine on February 24th. To mark its first independence day since Russia's President Vladimir Putin sent his army to conquer the country, Ukraine is holding a ghost parade. Sheresky Street is lined this week with the carcasses of burned and battered Russian fighting machines. The processions of more than 70 treadless tanks and crumpled artillery launchers is bizarre inversion of the triumphant procession Russian commanders had hoped to conduct through a captured capital. Public gatherings have been banned in Kiev with curfews in place in some cities amid fears of what Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky described as the possibility of repugnant Russian provocation. A federal judge in Florida gave former President Donald Trump until Friday to reframe the legal argument in his request for a special master to oversee the review of evidence gathered in a Mar-a-Lago search. District Court Judge Eileen Cannon in the Southern District of Florida ordered Trump's lawyer to elaborate on their arguments for why the court has the ability to step in at this time. She also ordered to explain what exactly Trump is asking for and whether the Justice Department has been served with Trump's special master motion. Cannon also asked Trump's team to weigh in on any effect the request might have on a separate review conducted by a magistrate judge into whether any portion of still sealed FBI affidavit laying out probable causes for the search can be released. Meanwhile, the U.S. military said that it conducted airstrikes in Syria on Tuesday, targeting infrastructure used by the groups with ties to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The airstrike in the eastern province of Deir al-Zor were carried out at President Biden's direction after a U.S. force reported an attack by the drone aircraft on one of their remote outposts last week. Communication Director of U.S. Central Command Colonel Joe Bishoni said that the strikes were necessary to protect and defend U.S. personnel. A small contingent of the U.S. forces are based in Syria and Iraq to support local troops in their fight against what remains of Islamic State group. A month-long heat wave and record low rainfall have resulted in an unprecedented drought along the Yangtze, China's longest river. Lakes and tributaries have receded as a result of the drought, exposing riverbeds and even a 600-year-old Buddhist stone carving and rock below the famous Guanyin Pavilion in the Wanghua, Hubei province. Low river levels have reduced the ability of the hydroelectric power station in the area to generate energy. Emergency measures imposed to save electricity include factories closing, shops reducing opening hours, and office buildings switching off air conditioning, all in response to the double whammy of high demand for electricity and low production. Big cities are switching off waterfront lights and street lights at night in an attempt to ease pressure on the power grid. Now sports. Bangladesh national cricket team led by their newly appointed T20 skipper Saqib Al Hasan reached Dubai, UAE to take part in the upcoming T20 Asia Cup schedule to start on August 27th. Earlier on Tuesday afternoon, the Tigers took flight to Dubai from the Hazrat Shah Talal International Airport in Dhaka to participate in the forthcoming regional competition. The newly appointed technical consultant Sridharan Sriram, batting coach Jamie Siddon, pace bowling coach Alan Donald and spin bowling coach Rangana Hirat were among the coaching staff who accompanied the team on the flight to UAE. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Office activities at the Secretariat began at 8 this morning as a part of the government's new schedule in order to save electricity. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Habibullah said that no political party could prove vote rigging so far while using electronic voting machines. World Bank's outgoing country director Mercy Miang Temban highly appreciated Bangladesh's overall socio-economic development under Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. You're up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest in SATV news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.